Hello, hello, hello. And if you
Hello
want
all, it's Uguay.
Hi guys. It's me Serge or
What?
otherwise known as Lua. Um yeah, so hi guys. Yeah, tonight I promised everyone over on my Twitter and stuff that I will be covering or touching like covering, the final statements of TSG, right? Uh and it's been a wild week, not gonna lie. Ever since I uploaded, the previous VOD of everything, where everyone's statements that they came up one by one to share their stories and everything. And I debated heavily whether or not to even do this live stream, but I believe in preservation, and I believe that people deserve like a conclusion or like a wrap up to all this situation. So, without further ado, we are gonna get started on this statement from Anthony. Anthony, or otherwise known as the Sonic from Team Sonic Gaming. He was literally there since the very beginning. He's literally the Sonic, and Jax was the Shadow. So when news broke out of this was like really shocking. This was something I never would have expected for it to happen, and it shocked me literally for like a couple of days that this statement and like the way that they went about this even went to fruition, right? So, without further ado, let's get into Anthony's statement. So Wednesday the 28th of January 2026, this statement was released at night. This was something that was not expected. I never would have expected this, and you would, you know, way here as well. Well, we are gonna start by reading out the statement to you guys. This is from Anthony. A statement from Anthony TSG Sonic. Hello all. I'm Anthony. Some of you may know me as Sonic over at Team Sonic Gaming. Before I begin, I am not writing the statement to demonize anyone, cancel anyone, or assist in the circulation of drama. I'd simply like to say my piece, take accountability for my actions, and announce my departure from Team Sonic Gaming. Where TSG has been recently is a place I never wanted to be. I went into the conception of this channel of wanting to create content based on a franchise and characters that mean the world to me, and have been a tremendous cornerstone in making me who I am today. And share the light it has brought me with others. I understand recently that mission has been tarnished in the eyes of many due to the recent allegations of racism, poor management, and lack of professionalism, amongst other things that have come to light, all of which I do not condone. In my tenure at TSG, I've engaged in behaviors I am not proud of. Unknown to the TSG team until this past week, I cheated on my partner with an adult fan. My actions have betrayed the trust of my team, and most importantly, my partner, whom I have also since admitted my actions to. We ask respectfully for privacy as the two of us navigate this trying time. I understand that my behavior has done and rigorous damage to my relationship, the TSG team, and community, as well as myself. I take full accountability and responsibility for the selfish, ignorant, and self destructive actions I have committed, and now can only strive to be a better person. I apologize to everyone I have hurt in light of this and will be taking corrective action to better myself. As a result, I will be departing from Team Sonic Gaming and the public online space to focus on rebuilding my life and focusing on what matters most. I thank the TSG team and the TSG community for all the good times and support I once again apologize that things have come this way. I wish you all the best and hope all involved are able to find some semblance of closure from this statement. From Anthony. This was supposedly like the nuclear bomb, of drama that we were not expecting.
The same day that this happened, Lua received a message from a minor TSG fan, somebody who's currently trying to go against Lua's claims, and create
Mm-hmm.
their own document. We're not naming the minor for their safety and because we don't want them to be involved in any way, but they did tell Lua that Jax said that Jax was planning on dropping a nuclear bomb.
Mm-hmm.
And they're it, because of the nature of how these apologies were released, Anthony begins to appear like a scapegoat. Do this. So directly following the release of Anthony's apology, he left the Team Sonic Gaming server. After that, the Team Sonic Gaming staff gave this general apology. Well, Jax gave the general apology, and Team Sonic Gaming announced a hiatus.
Mm-hmm.
The I don't necessarily want to say that the apology is ingenuine. I don't want to say that they are not remorseful. But there was a lot of deflection in this apology instead of Jax addressing the issues that have been brought forward. Anthony was pushed out, and Jax became a subnote. Jax's issue became a subnote because there were more pressing matters, something that is genuinely distressing to the entire community.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, yeah, that's my thoughts on it. Wait, was this released like this was released multiple hours after Anthony's thing?
Um, uh, yeah, it was
Because this is
released.
at 1 a.m. 1 a.m. and then so Anthony probably had genuinely no idea that they were going to atone for the things
Yeah,
that they talked about here.
this all happened within the span of the same day. Again, I'm not 100% sure because unfortunately, obviously, I was not in the server at this time. Otherwise, I would know more exactly on the lines of what happened. But we know is that these statements were in order. Like Anthony's dropped his statement first, and then apparently they made a whole separate Discord account just for Team Sonic Gaming staff, which was something I've never imagined they would even do. And it's the very fact that Anthony released a statement, and then all of a sudden the shift went all to
Yes.
him. And we're gonna, I mean, after I read out these statements, we are gonna talk a bit about, you know, because these are long statements. So, we're gonna start off with this one, the first one. To the fans of T Sonic Gaming, the news of what Anthony has done has shocked us immensely when we were told not even a week ago. We are all appalled and disgusted by his actions, and in no way do we condone his behavior. His departure was discussed amongst the team, and he will no longer be associated with us. We do hope for his partner's sake that they are able to amend things, but at this point in time, we do not intend for Anthony to return. Really realize this decision will raise many questions about the future of TSG, how we intend to continue. If we intend to continue. There is no question that the heart and soul of Teen Sonic Gaming was the dynamic duo of Sonic and Shadow, both as characters, but there still exist talented and passionate people who want to create content and build a story. And there are other characters ready to spend time in the spotlight until we are able to find another Sonic to reignite our duo. With the way our channel stories are written, the door is wide open for any number of multiversal shenanigans, as it always has been. It may be under a different name in the future, but at this time, Teen Sonic Gaming will stand strong and continue to make content for those who continue to stick by us. One major obstacle we will have to navigate will be the existing Ko-Fi goals that have yet to be delivered. It is not our intent to forego them indefinitely, but for now, without a Sonic, we hope it is a reasonable request that these projects remain on our to-do list to be completed when we have secured another Sonic. We could never have imagined that we would have to find another person to play our beloved Blue Hedgehog, but we will make adjustments and go forward as best we can in his absence. In addition to above, our team would also like to come forward from our silence and state firmly we have heard the community's concerns about the feeling targeted by certain jokes made on the channel. While we assure that it has never been our intention to make anyone uncomfortable, we have all intentions of cutting jokes that made minorities feel targeted. Any joke or statement we make between each other as friends on the channel has always come from a place of mutual understanding and trust that they are simply just jokes. We realize that when attempting to engage with the audience in a similar manner, that trust and understanding is not there. This has been a past mistake that we have already been striving to correct, and we will continue to do so. We have also heard claims that we have previously employed minors. This could not be further from the truth, as we have always stood strongly on the fact that our content has never been targeted towards minors, and both of our info and FAQ and voice submission channels, we have it detailed plainly that any person who wishes to do work with TSG must be over the age of 18. The only way a minor has ever had worked on this channel is purely through self-submitted fan art to our dedicated fan art server. It has always been stated that any artwork there, so long as it's eligible, it has a visual signature, is eligible to be featured at the end of the video to showcase the artist's work. We have always intended it to be a way of showing appreciation for our fans. Lastly, well, Jax would like to speak on his own behalf. He will send the message below. Would you like to help read Jax's statement?
Absolutely.
Alrighty.
From Master Jax. Back when most of the things that were complained about happened, we didn't have so many eyes on us interacting with the fans, so it was easy and quick to become comfortable. Now I'm faced with the reality of many others who have warned me about this, where those that called themselves fans at one point are the same ones twisting my words for malicious intent and using them against me. I don't feel as comfortable talking with the community now. It was a lot easier interacting and solving misunderstandings when the channel and server were still small. And with how fast we've grown, it's gotten out of hand. I never wanted anybody to be uncomfortable. It's the opposite. I wanted everyone to feel comfortable enough to joke with us inside our server. To be different from other creators' servers that I've seen never interact with their fans. I'm very sorry for anyone I may have hurt trying to do this. From here on, I'll think more about how I interact with fans as we keep growing in our channel together. Some people have brought forward concerns about me following Trump. One second, I'm trying really hard not to do the actually voice. Which I have said in public before that I hate followed him, like a lot of people do.
Mm-hmm.
What people didn't know was that my biological father was deported because of him. So with that on top of Trump hating the LGBTQ community that surrounds me in both my personal and professional life, why would I like someone like that? I didn't realize it would be seen as anything but hate following, so I never saw it as a problem. I had unfollowed the account months ago, so it wouldn't happen again. With all that has been shown and expressed, all the actions and reactions it caused, I've been feeling extremely tired and stressed while working through feelings of hurt and betrayal. As of right now, I feel very frustrated and annoyed with all of this. But as any human being should, with enough time, I'll move on. TSG has taken a big hit, but to tell stories as a content creator is my dream, and I'm not willing to give up on it. I hope this addresses some of your biggest concerns and allows you to keep supporting the channel. This team and the dreams we're fighting for together. Can I say my thoughts on that?
Please.
Okay.
You can.
So, when I first read this apology, which I suppose it's a loose term. There's more him just kind of saying things that he did and promising he'll do better, but not really saying, "Hey, this is the actual damage I caused." He's not acknowledging the actual damage he caused. He's not showing, like, these are people that have been emotionally damaged. He's saying, I hurt you guys' feelings. Gosh darn it. Oh, yes, I was. I was on the other live stream. It's me, Uguay. I had my little...
Yeah, this is Uguay. They were the first guest that was by me. They just have a different, image to display themselves. Yeah.
Hello, everybody. I'm back. I'm yapping again. Anyway, okay, so first off, preaching does not equal practice. Just because they say that they don't do things doesn't mean that they don't do things. That's not to say that they're lying, but in this situation, they have everything to gain from lying. Especially since we do have proof that they are doing the opposite of what they say.
Multiple
witnesses and video proof. Secondly, the issue, I think, with the misunderstandings that Jax talks about, I can understand his perspective from the sense of it being a very large server and how difficult it can be to manage that many people. However, it seems to be that the issue isn't how many misunderstandings there are, but how they are inflamed or ignored by the staff until they literally boil over. Yeah, he was mostly talking about himself.
Yeah, he wasn't...
He wasn't actually addressing the fact that the point of this is to say to the fans, hey, I messed up, and I would like to let you know that I'd like to change. But that is not what this is.
That was all that we were asking, or I was asking of him to do. To just take accountability. This isn't something of like, this is something if he did or he could have done. This is something that happened to a lot of people. And the people that were up on the live stream last Saturday, they did, that wasn't planned. They came up on their own accord. They wanted to share their stories of how hurt they felt from him. And the very fact that, like, he blatantly, like, tried to skewer the attention from himself and shift it to another person, which, don't get me wrong, they did do something really unprecedented, but at the same time, he used
creating an entire paragraph, having him release that paragraph at the same time as you release what is supposed to be your apology is definitely going to shift attention away from you. People aren't going to be so focused on the fact that he didn't actually apologize, that he didn't actually say how he was going to improve. Because they're so focused on the fact that Anthony, genuinely one of the most loved people on the channel, is leaving because he did something bad.
Yeah. And like I'm not saying that I wasn't even asking him much. Like I knew full well what would have happened when I came out publicly or like allowed people to come up on my live stage, right? And
Mhm.
I don't want to be a hypocrite. Like I admitted to like all the things I myself did wrong in that private server or like the things that I have done before. Like
All we're
the
asking of the TSG staff is to admit that they have done wrong. That is, I understand. Like technically, in this, he's saying, "Oh, I did some things wrong." He's not saying I was a bigoted homophobe. He's making excuses for his behavior.
he made excuses and they used a scapegoat to avoid talking about the greater issue at hand. And because there was a lot of people hurt, and the people that you guys were able to see were just a fraction of the amount of people that he has affected in a bad way, one way or another, whether it be calling someone calling someone something that you should never say as a first interaction, or
And
you treating others lesser just
treating others
because
lesser.
just be-
The thing where he was like muting people who didn't support Trump. How can you
mhm
say that you were hate following somebody when you made a role to
mhm
people who didn't support Trump? Like,
yeah
hey, so I don't really think that can qualify as hate following. And made an announcement as well. This is true. He also made an announcement.
yeah
It's just
um anyways, yes, in a way he did apologize, but this felt forced. This felt like something of he was purposely avoiding all the major issues. He's pretending like
they were deleting messages. I remember I believe I was talking with, was it in the comment of your video, Lua, the VOD, where when the you released these screenshots, somebody tried to go in and talk about Jax, but they kept deleting any mention of him.
yes. And in fact, if Uwe wants to help talk about this, they are still muting and silencing people's voices about this.
Oh, yeah. So, I have been in TSG since the beginning. I don't know if everybody knows this. And I have also been in the server the entire time this has all been going on. I haven't been necessarily I haven't been keeping up with the content because I'm not a fan, but I was staying to see the announcements and I just wanted to see what was going on and if there was anything else coming out of it. After the announcements were released, um well, first off, it made me extremely nauseous, and I opened my phone, I saw the stuff, and I put my phone down. I opened it again, and I'd been kicked or banned from the server.
Yeah.
Which, how can somebody say that they are working to improve their image? Who say that they hope nothing but peace and prosperity for those who want to take a step back? How can you claim something like that and then ban anybody ban anybody who speaks negatively against you? I have genuinely, I have no ill will towards any of the TSG cast. I all I want for them is to improve. I had connections with them and I thought that they were okay people. And if they improved, I think that would be tremendously beneficial for their personal lives. But no, that's they the choice that they decided to make was getting rid of anybody who posed them rather than trying to actually apologize or, make amends for issues that they did.
hmm And I too literally hold no ill will towards anyone in that community, in that server, not even to Jax, especially to Jax. All I have wished or hoped for was just for the very fact of him just admitting to things that he has wronged. And that's it, nothing more. If this would have been a statement similar to Anthony's in a way, Anthony, well, yes, what he did was really unprecedented, but at
It
the
was definitely a shock, but considering he has done far fewer announcements, and since TSG recently has had to make so many apologies, it's astounding that his feels 100 times more sincere than Jax's. And somebody
mm-hmm,
in the chat was saying that
mm-hmm.
this Jax addressing what has been months of issues in wait, oh my gosh, how many sentences is that? I'm gonna count how many sentences that is. I'm not counting when
Um,
he did incomplete sentences. I
yeah.
think
Okay.
in
Like,
total,
mm-hmm.
it's like maybe 8 sentences.
Yeah. Because, well, Anthony's statement, well, it is a genuine shock, and believe me, I'm not going to touch more about why it's a genuine shock. At the very least, he didn't use someone else as he didn't, like, blame anyone else. He didn't do this and that. He just straight up admitted it. He was 100% honest, and frankly, me personally, however people may take this, I respect him in a sense of being 100% clear, honest. I mean, hey, I genuinely wish for the best of him, for him and his partner, for them to improve. But the statement from Jax is something it could have easily been done in the same fashion. If Anthony was able to do that on his own accord, why didn't Jax?
Yeah. And the this is circling back a little bit. The very first paragraph. It where is it? It was dude, oh my gosh, it just left my brain. Wait, keep talking, Lua.
And yes, do remember, yeah, both of them are as bad. I'm only saying in the way of like I'm only saying in the way that one at the very least, at the very like minimum, was like 100% clear, honest. They're both bad, but
Oh, addressing in the very first paragraph
mm-hmm.
how they're like looking for a new Sonic. This is way too soon to be saying stuff like that.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
we're
is
gonna be
something that's also
make,
really weird to me. Where instead
saying
of
like you can say, oh yes, Anthony is departing, and like we're not gonna have Sonic for a while, but saying, oh yeah, we're gonna try to replace him immediately after he announced his departure. It was there ever any care between the admin? Did they act like were they actually genuinely friends?
yeah, that is something of even more of a shock because this isn't something of oh he recently joined the channel like 2 months ago and then this happened. No, this was they were the
This
foundation of the channel, like Jax
they
and
formed it
Anthony. They formed
together.
a server, and yeah.
From the Team Sonic gaming staff. In conclusion, TSG will rebuild. We will be better, more aware content creators, and we will continue to strive to make people smile and bring warmth to our community. To those who have stepped away for any reason, we wish you nothing but peace and prosperity. Our focus will be on ourselves and constructing a future where we are proud of what we contribute to the Sonic fandom. We deeply appreciate your time and consideration and know that this time we are accounting a full content break. Announcing, sorry, my screen is so pixelated. A full content break for a period of 2 weeks, and we sort out our future paths and plans. This will include a temporary break from our community server, as well for a period of at least 3 days beginning on January 29th of 2026. So we may focus on bettering our mental health. Only a select few channels will remain open to community posts to limit engagement as we heal. We will return to regular content posting and operations on February 14th of 2026. Thank you for your sincere patience and understanding as we navigate our future together. With much gratitude, Team Sonic Gaming staff.
Personally,
Oh, this isn't a game. This isn't a game.
Personally, this isn't something as we heal.
As we heal, as I can understand the healing perspective from the betrayal of Anthony.
But I can understand that. Yeah, that is a news that's even shocking to me, personally.
That's yeah. It. However, because there is so much distance between this and Anthony's statement, how it came directly after Jax was talking about the community causing him stress, it doesn't give that implication. I had to think for a moment about why they would need time to recuperate.
Why are they why are they the one needing the heal when they're the ones that have caused damage to so many people and have yet to even personally apologize to some people? From the previous live stream, they're making no attempts to do any of that. So them putting as we heal, I get it in the sense of Anthony in a sense, but it's playing a emotional game with the fans.
The way that this is phrased, although it is eloquently written, is not professional. It pulls too much at people's emotions to lean them in the direction of their favor. It's not an objective apology. It is not something that they are actually. It's not like facts that they're laying down. It feels like a guilt trip.
Yeah, it feels like they're trying to victimize the staff and Jax himself. That's what this all feels like. Not something that's, 100% honest, concrete, sincere, and it does not help the very fact that they have chosen to silence people even after all this.
Banning people, kicking people from their server after sending out an apology and saying that they wish them peace and prosperity. I'm sorry, but that doesn't seem to add up very well.
Well, regardless of anything, again, I do wish for the best of TSG. I genuinely wish that they have improved. I wish for Jax to improve. I wish for Anthony to improve. I wish for anyone that has been involved to improve as a person.
And to find peace.
Mm-hmm.
Not the kind of peace and prosperity that they talk about in this fake apology. I want you to find anybody who has been hurt by this. I want you to find a place where you feel like you're in a genuine community, not something that was set up for some guy's personal monetary gain. Sonic is something that means so much to so many people, and it shouldn't be reduced to a logo that can just get Ko-Fi donations.
Mm-hmm. All right, so now it's time to wrap this all up in general. I'm gonna read. I'm gonna pull up. Okay. The news that has been delivered to this community is no doubt shocking, but it holds finality to it. I don't want to associate with TSG anymore. And the departure of Anthony and the hiatus of Jax and company, beyond giving time to themselves, gives time to people who feel betrayed to process. I very quickly would like to address the parts of the information released to the TSG community, especially since it came so soon after our live stream last week. Firstly, I would like to encourage you guys to trust your own judgment. If something feels off to you, you should advocate it for yourself. This does not mean hunting people because of a hunch, but being more aware of who is on your screen. This is deeply important, especially because in this instance, it's clear word is not always binding when it comes to appropriate behavior. Preaching does not always equal practice. This includes employment practices, political beliefs, and even whether or not someone is a bigot. Sometimes creators can only gain when lying about these aspects of themselves, unfortunately. Equally as important is recognizing when the issue stems from conflicts being ignored or inflamed, rather than there being issues with how many misunderstandings are solved or occur. If there is a large amount of people who agree there is an issue, it's not a misunderstanding. It is a responsibility for the creator to address or fix. It's also difficult for people to see any progress to change when those that are oppressed are removed from the community before any of the conflicts that are talked about by another creator. In summary, it is in the hands of the viewers, or you guys, to decide their own standpoints. My role in all this was simply as an informer and an instrument people who wanted to be heard have spoken to or speak through. My purpose in all this was to give people the voice when they never had it. Not just people that had communities of their own, but people like Uguay here that don't have, you know, a YouTube or like any means to share the truth out there. That was the purpose of all this. Merely to spread information, to keep people aware, and to leave you guys with the message. If something is wrong, speak for yourselves. Don't let anyone silence you. Don't let anyone make you feel afraid. Speak your truth. And yeah. Anything you want to say before we end this off?
Don't believe because there is somebody in a popular YouTube channel, like because the YouTube channel is popular, they're untouchable. I think this is a valuable lesson in that. It feels like defeating a giant when somebody in that position does something wrong. But there is always the ability to fight back. We just need to come together as a community to do that. It's a lot easier to topple something if it is a swarm of ants rather than just a single ant, you know?
Mm-hmm. But yeah, without any further ado, this is my departure from talking about this. Hopefully this is hopefully this is the last time we ever have to touch upon this.
Genuinely, but yeah, I'm so sick of talking about TSG.
Yeah, you're telling me. Anyways, I hope you guys have a great night, day, wherever you guys are at. And yeah.
Thank you everyone for joining, for giving your input, for talking about your stories if you had the chance. And to all those who couldn't, I hope you all stay safe and take good care of yourselves.
Love y'all selves. Love y'all. Take care. Bye.